Now what you're seeing right here is a body roll movement. Now as I'm doing this body roll movement, I'm really thrusting forward with my hips and I'm finishing the movement off by going up onto my toes. In today's video, we're going to analyze one of my very own male stripping routines. We're going to look at what I do in my routine, why I do it, and why you should be doing it too. So this is near the start of my show. I'm using the smoke machine to kind of create this unique atmosphere. It's important to note that before this I was dancing around on stage in a bear suit, and this is kind of like the reveal as I undress out of my bear suit. And reveal a Magic Mike theme should be pretty obvious to the women right now. So I'm doing some hip thrusts right there. Classic male stripper dance move. It's good to do the classic moves straight away to please the audience. And as you can see, I'm just doing a bit of a freestyle right here, playing around with some body movement, and doing some of the moves that the women might have seen from the film Magic Mike. I'm pausing it right here because I want to highlight the importance of actually going right to the edge of the stage and acknowledging the crowd that's right in front of you, because if you do that, it creates a really good strong connection with the audience. Now what you're seeing right here is a body roll movement. Now as I'm doing this body roll movement, I'm really thrusting forward with my hips and I'm finishing the movement off by going up onto my toes. Now this really accentuates that body roll movement, and it's an important thing to remember when doing it. I'm going to show you one more time. And watch my toes. As you might have already noticed, I've jumped straight into a dolphin dive, but I've done a slight variation. I haven't used a leg swing for momentum, rather I've just jumped straight into it because it's more of a hard-hitting beat. I'm doing the dolphin dive because it's a crowd-pleasing dynamic move, and you want to do these moves within about the first 20 to 30 seconds of your routine when you're dancing on stage. You really want to have these wow factor moves. We're going to replay one more time, and I want to also show you how I do the hip thrust with the beat. 1, 2, right there. And also watch how I transition to get back upright. I use a knee spin. Now as I dance here, I'm moving from stage left all the way to stage right. Very important to cover the whole stage. Now moving forward. I'm grabbing my first prop for the evening. It's a chair, and later a girl will actually sit on that chair. But before she does, I'm going to do a chair grinding movement. It's another wow factor movement, and it's used to build up anticipation for what's to come. The whole idea of this move is to really build up excitement. I'm going to replay this, but now I want you to watch my hands and what I do with them before I start the movement. Did you see then how I let my hands slide down my body in preparation? Instead of just doing the move, you always need to think of creative ways that you can transition into the move. Creative and sexual ways. So as I get my first audience member involved, the first thing I do is acknowledge the audience and ask them to make noise for her. Give her a cheer, you know, clap for her, make her feel special, and it also gets the audience involved. Now I don't know if you're listening to the lyrics, but a lot of what I do, I match up with the lyrics. In this case, the lyrics say I can fly, and I'm making her arms spread out like wings. In a second I'm about to do some simple choreography. Now I want you to watch, because simple choreography with the music is great. Now as soon as I've taken my top off, I just stand there swinging it around and hip thrusting. A lot of male strippers, when they take their top off, for some reason rush around the stage and don't let the women even appreciate your body. And I'm constantly visually communicating with the audience, asking them to make noise, putting my hand to my ear, getting them involved. Now moving forward, I want to show you an example of a gag I have in my routine. Listen to the lyrics. As you can see, I'm sliding my hand down my pants, and in a minute you're going to find out why. I love using this gag in my routine because it's got a bit of comedy. It's cool because you can also match it up with the lyrics and understand what's going on. And it's also sexual in nature too. It's a bit cheeky and naughty, so it kind of fits the whole vibe of my show. So now we're going to look at another prop that I use in my show. Now it looks as though I'm putting baby oil on my body, but I'm actually not. I've just filled a baby oil bottle with water. I'm doing that because baby oil is a disaster when it gets on stage. It's super slippery. Now as you can see, there is a dramatic change in the music. I do this because I want to keep the audience guessing as to what's going to happen next. Not only that, but I'm changing up the atmosphere and the vibe of the routine. There's also a little bit of comedy in this part of the show as I recreate the famous scene from the film Ghost. Women like to see references to famous romantic films, especially the older ones. Now as you can see, I'm putting a blindfold on her now. I'm doing this because I'm setting up my next gag, my next act, which is centered around comedy. So as she's blindfolded, I reveal to the crowd that I'm holding a dildo and I'm about to use yet again another prop as the center part of this comedy gag. The whole idea is I want her to stroke it and make her think that she's actually touching my junk. It is unfortunate you can't see my face clearly because I am really using a lot of acting skills here and a lot of facial expressions. Especially when I pump the water out of the dildo into the crowd, I use a lot of facial expressions to heighten the comedy. Always be a gentleman and help the special lady off the stage and down the stairs. Don't be a jerk and just tell her to leave. The whole reason I'm doing the bathtub scene is because it's a flawless way to transition to the end part of my show and is the perfect reason to keep undressing. I always find reasons to keep taking clothes off throughout the show. So when you're in the bathtub, you're usually naked, and this is what subconsciously the audience is basically expecting of me. They're expecting that soon I am going to take my undies off, and that's basically what I do a little bit later on. So you can see why I use this as a transitioning act. I also want to replay this and show you how I use a mixture of a hip grind and body roll at the same time. One thing that really annoys me when I watch most male strippers is they just stand there near the end of their show and just take their undies off quite boringly. That annoyed me. So this time I wanted to figure out a really creative way to actually do this. So with the ending of my show and the final reveal, I want you to just watch how I take my time and how I slowly reveal each one of my body parts. Quite important to note here that I'm really not rushing anything. I'm really taking my time with each different part that I'm doing. And I'm a big believer of finishing on a big high note. And what better way to do that than literally walking through the crowd almost naked. It really is the epitome of getting up close and personal. So I hope you learned something from my analysis and by looking at what I do during my show. If you want to know what it takes to become a male stripper, to be successful and actually start earning some really good income out of this really handy side job, then you can download my free guide, the 10 Steps of Male Stripping Success. All you got to do is just click the link below and I'll send you the free guide via email.